You're listening to Strange by Nature, your guide to the strange, weird, unbelievable, and improbable wonders of the natural world.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I'm Kirk Mona, and joining me are Rachel Gimza and Victoria Thompson. We're all naturalists who together have scoured the world for weird and wonderful wonders, just to please your mammalian brain's desire for novelty. Isn't that nice? Let's do this.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show!
Yay!
Yeah.
So good to be here. Always fun time.
Always wild.
Oh yeah.
Let's jump right into it. Today, I would actually like to do a thought experiment.
Okay.
With the two of you, if you're up for.
I'm game.
Okay.
We are going to the zoo.
I love the zoo.
Yeah.
Now, at the zoo that is local to the three of us, the fabulous Minnesota Zoo, the
Okay.
crab-eating macaques are a pretty major attraction.
That's a kind of monkey, right?
Yeah.
They're essentially the first animals you see when you enter the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large sunken pit, and the macaques live in that. It's full of trees and swings and boulders and streams and a pond. There's all kinds of things to interact with.
Oh, okay. Now I'm there. Okay.
It's been quite a few years since I've been to the Minnesota Zoo.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can just picture any zoo, but you know that at our local zoo, that's where they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's say we go there and we spend some time watching their behavior. But they all kind of look the same, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're sitting up in a tree and a little hard to see, so there's a helpful flip book mounted to the wall. This is all part of the imagination part.
That's one of my I love a zoo, and Minnesota Zoo, like, I strive at least once a year to try to go.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
So imagine that there's like a book on the wall, all right? And it has a headshot of each macaque with a cute little fact about each one. Maybe you learn that Mirai likes to play with food wrappers that blow into the enclosure, and Kita likes to be in charge.
Okay.
Right.
It's all good fun. And we carry on with our day seeing brown bears, moose, giraffes, all the other animals
Okay.
at the zoo.
All right.
Okay. Now picture this. It's time to leave the zoo, and we pass a special experiment they have set up. Those same headshots of the macaques are set up with no names. It's just the faces. The trick is, though, that some of the faces are macaques that you saw that morning, and some are the faces of macaques from other zoos.
Okay.
So the question is, do you think you would be able to recognize the faces of the macaques you saw earlier that morning, or would they all just kind of look the same? So what's your guess?
I'm thinking no.
I have a clarifying question.
Okay, go ahead.
How long has it been since I started? Is this a Rachel trip, or is this like a casual trip?
Oh,
Okay.
like a couple hours.
I think I could, yeah. Because a Rachel trip, I'm there at opening and I'm gone at close.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. You really love the zoo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, interestingly enough, researchers have actually studied this. Though I should point out, it was in a controlled lab setting and not at a zoo. And what they were actually studying was how well humans can recognize human faces as compared to monkey faces. As humans, we are primates, and we can remember human faces very well. Does this skill apply to other primates we see?
Most likely.
It turns out.
Our brains are attuned to human faces. And
Yeah.
That's
the
true, yeah.
variations.
Well, turns out, spoiler alert, the answer is no. The ability to remember and recognize faces is limited to human faces. We can look at a human and remember that we have seen that face before, but the same is not true when we look at other primates. So here's where things get interesting, though. Imagine that we go to the zoo again,
Okay.
but this time we bring babies with us.
Amazing. Yeah. I have one. I can do that. I don't have one. I have a nephew. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's say that they are just 6 months old, and we show them the macaques, and they look through a book of photos. And then at the end of our visit, we all look at the wall of photos again, and we decide which ones we recognize. Strange but true, the babies would beat us adults every single time.
Oh.
Huh.
Well, so if we had like
Okay.
a Tarzan sort of situation where a baby was raised by macaques, presumably the baby would
Be even better.
very good at recognizing individual macaque faces once it grew up.
Right, and maybe not
Yeah.
good at human faces. Similar studies have shown that while human adults cannot discriminate between the faces of other primates, human babies can pick out and remember the differences. Now, there may be a question in your head. How on earth did they test this? 6-month-old babies can't talk, and they can't understand a question, such as
Yeah.
point to all the photos of monkeys that you don't
Famously.
recognize.
Yep. Maybe.
So
They can
the
barely
way
sit
this
up.
kind of study works is by studying the gaze of the baby. Other studies have repeatedly shown that babies will look at new, novel objects for far, far longer before breaking eye contact than they will for familiar objects. One well-known study on this was published in 2002 in Nature and was called "Is Face Processing Species Specific During the First Year of Life?" by Pascalis, Hahn, and Nelson. And they showed photos of human faces and macaque faces to adults, 6-month-olds, and 9-month-olds, and the results were quite interesting. For the adults, the length of the gaze for familiar versus novel human faces was different, showing that the adult humans take more time looking at novel faces. When adults were shown macaque faces, there was no difference in how long they looked at a face, whether it was novel or familiar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
However, and here's where it gets interesting, when they tested the 6-month-old babies, the babies spent more time looking at both the novel human faces and the novel macaque faces. The extra amount of time spent looking at the novel macaque faces was similar to the novel human faces and similar to the amount of time the adults spent looking at novel human faces. So, human babies are just as good at picking out new monkey faces as they are at picking out new human faces. So the question then comes up, when do we lose this ability? Remember, in this study, they also tested 9-month-old babies. The 9-month-olds were able to pick out the novel human faces. However, they had lost the ability to detect the novel monkey faces. So we lose this ability between 6 and 9 months of age. And this is known as perceptual narrowing.
Wow, so early.
Huh.
Yeah, we lose it pretty early. Now, this has got some, big consequences out there. We see perceptual narrowing in things like language. Think about if you expose a baby to the sounds of a new language. A lot of different languages will have different vowel sounds, and some languages just may not use certain vowel sounds. If you're not exposed to those at a young age, your brain basically prunes the neurons that kind of like can hear those, can hear the difference. And so you actually, much like these test subjects lost the ability to differentiate the different macaque faces because they aren't important, humans will have a perceptual narrowing of which sounds are important to differentiate in language. And if your language doesn't use those sounds, then you kind of lose the ability to actually even hear them, which I think is absolutely
Cool.
fascinating.
Wild.
I feel like I remember also reading that there's some research that like people have a harder time recognizing faces of people from different races than themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little hard to know, but I think you hear someone say they may have difficulty telling people apart if they're from a different race than they are, and I think some of that definitely could, have to do with just what sort of faces you are exposed to, and that's again the perceptual narrowing. You can probably pretty easily pick apart people that look like the kind of people you are around all day. And if you come from a very diverse place where you see people from around the world, you probably have an easier time picking out those facial differences than if the, sample size you have is very narrow. You're going to see that perceptual narrowing and not be able to pick out the differences. So I think it's a similar thing. I think we're sometimes a little bit, hard on people saying like, oh, like it's a racism or something like that. Like, saying, oh, people all look the same or something. And there certainly is that aspect to it. But I think we sometimes discount that there's actually like a biochemical thing going on in people's brains where you are more easily able to recognize those things that you are exposed to on a frequent basis. And we see that in everything from, like language to facial perception to even taste to some degree. So, I mean, it's a really pretty fascinating topic. But look, that's what I have for you this week. And I guess next time you're at the zoo, take a little closer look at the macaques. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Rachel will have something fun for us.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. So today it was very cold for me today. I was outside for 5 hours. And I forgot mittens, so I was very cold.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
It wasn't so bad. It's just I was handling metal. I was doing maple syruping today, and I just my fingers got tingly by the end of that. Not great. So in light of that, since I was so cold today, we're going to Central America, where it's much warmer.
Okay.
It's not
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Good. We are going to be hanging out. We're going into the rainforest, which is
Nice.
peak naturalist heaven right there. We're
Lots
going
of
into the
stuff to poke with a
lowland.
stick.
Oh, so much to poke with a stick. We're going to the lowland rainforest, and we're in search of something that's actually pretty relatively rare, and we should not poke them with sticks. I will tell you all that. We're not going to poke it with a stick because that would be mean.
enough.
We're checking underneath a bunch of leaves. We're looking for a particular type of animal that actually takes a plant leaf, usually of a particular kind, that it cuts and nibbles the side veins to fold down and create a little tent.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay? So
All
it's
right.
creating a nice little umbrella, little tent to
Yeah.
hang out underneath.
is it a Totoro?
You know, I could see it. It isn't,
Oh, shoot.
but I
okay.
could see it. So we are looking for a particular little friend, and we find it. This little friend underneath this little tent is white and quite small. It has a leaf-like little nose that is orange, has little yellowish orange arms,
Okay.
and we're looking at the very tiny but very cute Ectophyla alba.
Okay.
Okay.
Ectophyla alba.
That's pretty
Also
good.
Yeah.
known as the
We'll count it.
Yes! The Honduran White Bat.
Honduran White Bat?
White
The
bat.
bat
Oh.
hangs out on the floor of the forest and has a
No.
leaf
It
tent?
is hanging. It doesn't hang out on the floor of the forest. It's in the lowland forests of the.
Oh.
So it's not on the floor. No. It is lowland forest. And these
up in the
bats
tree.
will
Okay.
create these little tents on still living plants. So it's up in the air still.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yes. It doesn't take them down. This particular little bat, super duper cute, very small, like one of these smaller bats. So it is a small little bat. And this particular little bat is a specialist. It is a frugivore, so it only eats fruit. And it actually only eats pretty much one specific type of fruit
It's
of one species of fig.
Oh, okay.
a fig bat.
Yeah.
It is a fig bat.
It's a figivore.
It is a figivore. Super loves
figivore.
the figs. So obviously it eats the figs and it is able to then spread the seeds very effectively, which is really great. The
bet.
plant actually is also really cool because it's such a specialist. The flowers of this particular fig will change the odor of the flowers during the day or at night, depending on
cool.
what it's trying to attract. So during the day, it's birds. At night, it's the bats.
Oh.
So it actually
fascinating.
changes the smell that it's putting out, which is really cool.
It's also very strange.
It is very strange.
Yes.
You're welcome. It is absolutely wild that they are able to do that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But so that's a plant that's able to do that. It is strange, but it also isn't as strange. We've talked about on the podcast before of a flower that changes its nectar content based on the vibrations of a bee.
Yes.
So it's not unheard of. So this little bat, which is less than 2 inches in length. Okay, he's tiny little
wow.
bat.
It's really tiny.
Wow.
That only
That is
weighs
small.
5 to 6 grams.
Wow. So teeny.
Yeah, it is teeny tiny. One of the ways that you can tell, there's another white bat. So in general, there's like 6 bats in all of the species that are any sort of shape of white. Okay.
Okay.
This is very similar to another species of bat in the area, but you can tell the difference because the nose leaf and their lips and their forearms have this yellow-orange like pigmentation. Now, one of the things that is actually really, I keep bringing up this pigmentation, and part of it is because of like how erect the nose leaf is, but we won't get into that. Scientists have recently found out that the coloration of their nose leaf and their arms and such is actually a type of carotenoid
Cool.
that is in their skin. And this
Okay.
is one of the first mammalian species that can actually incorporate carotenoids, which are normally found in plants.
Yeah.
Mammals don't generally have carotenoids.
Well,
Yeah, we usually see that in birds.
humans can if they eat enough carrots.
Very true.
Right.
Very true.
Normally. Normally. And they're actually getting this from that fig that they're eating.
Oh,
They're
okay.
collecting it and letting it accumulate. But there isn't enough, like there's not much of a change between baby Honduran white bats and adults when it comes to like the difference.
Well, here's my question.
Yes.
I mean, has anybody looked at what color the bat's milk is? Because maybe those babies are getting the carotenoids through the milk.
That is entirely possible. That would be
Orange milk.
that would be really cool. I will tell you, well, so these are pretty elusive bats. They're actually kind of hard to study because of they have issues with habitat loss and things like that. They have really wide, big habitat ranges, which is unusual for a fruit-eating bat because they're trying to make sure they have enough space to be able to get enough fruit for everybody. But because of habitat loss, there's not a ton of them left, so they're a little hard to study. So I don't know if we know what color the bat's milk is.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That isn't an area for research. Going back to the tent that they make, when they hang, they're hanging close upside down in the center of that leaf, just
Okay.
hanging out along that stem. It's so cute. It helps protect them from the sun. It helps
Aw.
protect them from predators. It also helps protect them from the rain.
Just to be clear, I'm looking at pictures now. I Googled it, of course.
Yeah.
So, Rachel, you said that they hang out under the leaves, but you didn't say that there's more than one of them. They're all clustered up together.
I was about to say, yeah.
Nice.
They don't just hang out one. Sometimes they'll hang out just one bat at a time, but usually it is groups of them up to 15. And that's what I was actually about to say, is they will hang out together underneath this little leaf that's over 6 feet off the ground and just waiting for the sun to go down so they can go out and eat more fruit. They are so cute, and I can't wait to share the photos and such on our Instagram and newsletter. They're so cute.
Pretty precious.
And like their wings, the membrane that they use to fly is actually a really dark black. So the difference of color is really fascinating. But no, they're really, really cute. I just wanted to talk about these really adorable little bats and the fact that they make a little tent, which also is not very common among bats. Only about 2% of all known bats make any sort of like tent out of leaves. And the fact that they all nestle together and they're the first ones, or the only mammalian species we know that have carotenoids. So that is what I have for you all today. A little short and sweet, but adorable nonetheless. So we're going to take a quick break. Oh, my sources this week are, I had an article on Live Science, but also got a little basic information from Wikipedia and the Conservation of Bats International. That is what that is...
You're right there, Rachel.
I was about to end the show, and I'm like, no, it can't. It's Victoria's turn. Okay. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, it'll be Victoria.
This week's episode is brought to you by the Society of Strange. That's what we call our patrons over at patreon.com/strangebynature. Society members directly support the show they love, and depending on their level of support, get fun perks such as bonus content on select shows, insider photos, water bottle stickers, and here's a big one, every level of support gets every episode 100% ad-free. Come join the other lovers of the show, help keep this strange show going, and get those ad-free episodes. We'll see you all over at patreon.com/strangebynature.
Hey, we're back. Today, I am going to talk about caves, actually a particular cave, and in fact, what is known as the Everest of Caves.
What?
To mix,
okay.
I mean, the metaphors that get mixed. It's the deepest cave in the world.
Right.
It's the deepest.
Yeah.
And okay.
There was one of the articles that I read when I was researching this, called it the pinnacle of speleological exploration. And I'm like, please.
Speleological?
That means having to do with caves, but it's the...
I believe that.
It's the nadir of speleological exploration. It's got to be.
I'm just sitting here being like, I'm sorry, I don't think I've heard the word speleological before. And I'm like, this is a fun new word.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The speleological. Oh my gosh. New word. Keep going, Victoria.
Well, Wikipedia, of course, has a list of the world's deepest caves. And
of course.
It's notable that the top three all occur in one small geographic region, which is in the Caucasus Mountains and the Arabica Massif. This is it's in a contentious breakaway region of Georgia known as Abkhazia, which I had not heard of before.
Okay.
And the fourth deepest cave is also in Abkhazia, but just like in a slightly different part of the mountains.
Wow.
Okay.
But like most areas that have extensive cave formations, the Arabica Massif is formed of limestone, which is a stone that dissolves relatively easily when it encounters acidified water, which even without so-called acid rain, like rainwater can be acidic enough to, over time, dissolve limestone. So
easily.
That's a good kind of place to look if you want to find caves. This massif has the highest point of 2,656 meters, which is
Wait, the highest point or the lowest
that's
point?
the high. The mountain, the mountain area.
Oh, now I understand. Okay.
Gotcha.
Which is 8,714 feet. So numerous caves and sinkholes, but the deepest one, so far the deepest one, as far as we know, is called the Krubera Cave, or sometimes the Voronia Cave. It was first discovered in 1963, and it is an absolutely gigantic branching network. Has several entrances. The highest one is at 2,259 meters. And all of these entrances are above the tree line. So it's like pretty high up, like to get into the cave. And then it basically goes straight down.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, I just looked at a picture, Victoria.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So to date, the cave has been explored to a depth of 2,224 meters below the highest entrance. So that is,
Man.
let that
thank
sink in,
you.
pun intended.
Oh,
That's more than 2 kilometers underground, or 1.4 miles deep down into the ground.
No.
wow.
I'm good. I've been offered to go actually cave exploring, and like part of me wants to try, but also I don't think I want to go there.
Nope.
I love going in caves, but that's deep.
Good for you. No thanks.
Nope. Maybe.
Well, there have been, over the decades, several teams that have explored it, each progressively trying to go deeper and deeper into this cave. So there are a lot of vertical shafts, and then there's connections, often quite narrow horizontal passages, some of which are filled with water. And then these occasional enormous chambers, some of which could hold the Statue of Liberty with room to spare.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Big.
That's all of the rope. I think that's every single bit of rope.
All the rope.
All the rope, yeah.
So needless
no.
to say, the conditions for explorers in this cave are extremely challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cold and wet. There are underground waterfalls, in addition to having to have, so like you have to have diving equipment to pass through the flooded passages.
No, I'm out. Nope.
Yep, and almost all your time is spent dangling by yourself from a rope, because it's all vertical, almost all vertical. And if something happens to you, you get injured, or
No, you don't.
God forbid, killed, your rescue or recovery would be very complex, or possibly not possible.
Not at all.
Impossible.
Yeah. So the thing is, 2,224 meters is just how deep people have managed to go so far.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
The world's second deepest cave, as of the current moment, which is the Veryovkina cave, in the same area. It's nearly as deep at 2,209 meters, which is only 15 meters less.
Wow, that's really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the assumption that it goes deeper than that then?
Right, but when you get to the bottom of how far they've gone so far, it's all water.
more.
It's all water. And so the current depth is a depth that somebody has dived to.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that there is more below that.
In the dark.
Which kind of gets
dear.
me to my next point, which is about the hydrogeology of this region and these caves.
Are you going to say there's a ball rock?
Absolutely there is.
Yes.
That's where Nessie is.
Nessie? Connected to Scotland somehow?
Maybe Nessie's cousin. So
Water creature. It wasn't that weird. Balrog works, but so does Nessie.
Balrog is
She's
a
hidden
creature of
things.
fire and shadow. I think it would get
Extinguished.
drowned. Yeah.
Yeah. Nessie is a water creature.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah.
Duh. Obviously.
I see why you've made the connection.
At any rate, it seems that like there's the vast underground waterway connecting a lot of the caves in this region. There's just a
See?
lot of water. Yes, there's a lot of water. This mountain area borders the Black Sea, and there are actually freshwater springs in the floor of the Black Sea that come from deep under these mountains.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Cool.
Springs at the bottom of the floor of the Black Sea.
That is my understanding based on what I was reading. Yes.
That makes sense.
So that water probably comes then from these caves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
And they've drilled boreholes on the shores of the Black Sea that show fresh groundwater up to 280 meters below sea level.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
if you think about how these caves were formed by rainwater dripping by gravity through the bedrock,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for these underground passages to have formed that are now filled with fresh water,
Mm-hmm.
sea level would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to have been
Lower.
quite a bit lower than it currently is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Whoa.
Well, and I don't know if you remember, but way back in episode 96, I did an episode on the Messinian salinity crisis when the Mediterranean Sea was basically dried up,
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
as well as the Black Sea. So they think that these cave systems were largely formed during that period.
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
Nice little callback there. About how long ago was this historically then?
About 5 to 6 million years ago.
Okay, then. Going back a little
Okay.
ways.
just
Yeah.
a day or two ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you did have time for the
Yeah.
caves to form. So that makes some sense.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I thought it was
So
pretty
they're
fascinating.
deeper. Yeah, that means that they're probably deeper because, like, if they are, is the water It's not stagnant because it's
No.
going up into the Black Caves, which means that they're progressively getting deeper because the water is moving. Black Sea, sorry,
Okay.
going up into the Black Sea from the caves. So that means the water is moving, which means it's probably eroding still.
Yeah.
That limestone and sandstone.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you were saying, like, a lot of this happened when there wasn't the
Yes.
water. So the water could
Yeah.
move through faster.
More
Yeah,
likely.
but the water is still moving.
We just got to get a Secchi disc and lower it down in the cave.
The world's longest Secchi disc.
That'd be
Oh my
something.
gosh. Well, that's what I got. My sources this week were, I got a lot of good information from Wikipedia. A lot of the sources that are available out there are in Russian and other
Fair
languages that I
Good.
do not speak. But I got also some good information from IFL Science and Georgia.to, which I assume is their like tourism website.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
geology.in also had a good article on the world's deepest cave.
Nice.
Awesome. Thanks, Victoria.
And I think that actually does bring us to the end of our episode.
That's the
It
actual
does.
end. Yes.
Thanks. Thanks, y'all.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for listening to today's show. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and we love sharing this strange world with all our listeners. If you would be so kind as to leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts, that would be great. It lets other lovers of the strange discover the show. You can reach us by searching for Strange by Nature Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. You can send us an email as well. Our address is contact@strangebynaturepodcast.com. If you want more information about the show, you can check out our website, strangebynaturepodcast.com, and you can support the show and get ad-free episodes at patreon.com/strangebynature. Until next week, get outside, stay curious, and embrace the strange.